Alright, so hello everyone, it's Jaden and welcome back to another video. This video is going to be a little bit different than my usual ones because I would like to talk about my goals and stuff for 2024. I've never really been one for setting like New Year's resolutions and stuff like that. It was just like never a thing for me, especially I think because I was like, I'm 20 now, and I guess, when I was younger it wasn't really something that I ever really worried or thought about. But right now, that's something I'm like getting into more, like setting resolutions and goals that I would like to complete for myself. And yeah, so right now I would like to talk about the goals and stuff that I have for 2024. I have some personal goals as well as some like art goals. Some are ones that would take over time. Some are just kind of like just really silly. Honestly, like one of my personal goals is one that's like not that big of a deal, but it's just something I want to do for me. And I also thought I would show you guys the vision board I made, which is again something I've never done before, but I have been seeing like TikToks and videos and stuff about it, and I thought it would be like a really nice thing for me to try to make. So let's get to it. Alright, so I thought I would start with showing you guys my vision board. Now so the way I went about making mine is I looked through all of the pictures. Well, I got on Pinterest and then I kind of looked through pictures of like what I thought that would resonate with me. You can look up like just like vision board pictures on like Pinterest and stuff like that. And then I put all of the ones that I liked into a specific board. And then from there, I exported all of the pictures into Canva because that way I found it a lot easier on Canva to like crop the pictures and do stuff like that, and bringing them forward or backwards and stuff like that. So I have multiple, well actually before I go on talking about this, I also, after I finished it on Canva, I exported it to my Procreate app and I just did like little doodles and stuff like that on it just to give it a bit more of a personal touch, and like just wrote like some other little like random things. I know some people say that for like your vision board, you need to be like really specific. I've heard other people say, different things, but this is just one that I thought would have resonate with me. Now, let's start looking at it. So before we start, obviously I put mine in a frame. This is like an 8x10 frame from the Dollar Tree that I am filming right now. But yeah, this is just an 8x10 frame from the Dollar Tree. It works, it's fine. I have this sitting in my room. I also made my vision board the wallpaper of my iPad. I've heard that it's like good for it to be like somewhere where you can see it and it can remind you of things. So that's what I did. So now let me get into all of the pictures. Okay, I kind of feel like a teacher with the way I'm holding this. Like I'm about to like read you guys a book, but instead I'm showing you guys my vision board. But anyways, so right here is kind of like the content like section, if you will. I kind of like grouped some of them because I don't know why, it just made sense to me like that. But this is kind of like my goals to like grow both my Instagram, my TikTok, my YouTube. I would just like to be able to like spread my art to other people and let them see it and just stuff like that. I'd also just like to create more content for you guys because, as a small business owner, you kind of have to be like a content creator, like to show your work and stuff like that. So I just have goals with growing like this channel, again, my TikTok, my Instagram, which my Instagram I have been having like so many issues with. It's like kind of, I don't know if I'm like shadow banned or something, because like it's like nobody besides my followers are seeing my art and stuff, which is really frustrating. But hopefully, and it's been like that for months, but hopefully at some point it'll be resolved. I don't know. But I then went on to do, there's a couple of like photos relating to like fitness and stuff like that. So I'd like to become like fitter and healthier in 2024. I'd like to try to start working out, or at least just exercising more, eating a bit healthier. I'd also like to start cooking a little bit more, like cooking healthier meals and stuff like that. Next off, so of course I had like some drawings and stuff like that because obviously I'm an artist. So I want to create more art. I'd like to do like some different art in 2024. Some of these are more towards like definitely like way in the future, but like, you know, you can always start working on them early. Because like one thing I would love to do is create like a poster for like a band or something. When I went to the Motley Crue concert back in June of last year that I went to with my mom, each stop for both Def Leppard and Motley Crue, because those were like the two main bands, each stop had special posters for them, all done by different artists. And I thought that was so cool. I know there was a thing like that with Elton John's farewell tour and stuff like that, and I think it would be so cool to have the opportunity at least once just to create like a poster for like a band that I like. So that's, you know, that's like a future goal, but obviously I can start working on it now. Another thing is like doing like, again, I'd like to draw more. I don't do it too often. Like I'd like to draw more on sketchbooks and stuff like that. I'd also like to complete a sketchbook. I think I've mentioned this before, but I'm the kind of person, and I need to get out of this habit where once I do something in a sketchbook and I mess it up and I don't like it, I act like that sketchbook is like tainted, and then like I never want to use it again. So I really need to get out of that habit. I have a little picture here of like New York, because I really want to go back to New York City this year. I've been twice, and both times it wasn't for a very long time, like just a day or two, but I'd like to have a decent little trip and just like explore the city. I then have some like shop or like small business themed photos, which are basically like I'd like to get more orders and sell more of my plushies, or maybe some other art for you all. I would also like to introduce new products this year. I think that would be a lot of fun. Just because, you know, I like making so many different things. Like I know that like the main thing I do is plushies, and I of course love making plushies and I won't stop making plushies, but I like designing other things, and I'd hope that I will be able to design some other things that people would like, and I'd be able to introduce them into my shop. And then there's just some other random pictures, which is more like I want to get out more, hang out with friends more, and do stuff like that instead of like being at home all the time. Which again, this is something I'll mention in like my goals, which I also made like a little thing for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my vision board. It's more of just like, I want 2024 to be my year, that kind of thing. 2023 was like a horrible year for me, and I want 2024 to be a lot better. I also I forgot to mention it, but like I will do good in college, kind of like a thing about getting good grades and just doing well in my classes and stuff like that, because of course that is very, very important to me. Now that I mentioned all of this and I kind of talked over my vision board, let me get into my goals. Okay, so some of my goals I mentioned while I was talking over my vision board, but you know, and since I'm extra, I literally made it look like a fancy little poster because that's who I am. So Jaden's goals 2024, I have like some personal ones and then like my art ones. So I'll start with my personal and then I'll go into my art. So a lot of my personal ones I mentioned as I was going over my vision board, so I'll just kind of go down this list a little quickly. So want to lose weight and get fit. I mentioned that I don't know, I'm not very confident in my own skin, and I just feel like that's something that would help, or at least just, I don't know, I just feel like it's something that would be good for me. And then the next thing I have on my list kind of relates to that. I want to make healthier food. I also want to start cooking more. I don't mind cooking. I kind of enjoy it. I think the one thing that stops me from like cooking a lot is, and this is a really silly reason, is like doing the dishes, especially if I have to like make a lot. Like I hate doing the dishes. It is such a pain to me. And like I'm the only one that does them and stuff, and it just can be like so annoying sometimes, but oh well. The next thing is, you know, I need to like get out and about more and instead of like staying in the house all the time. Though the thing is, when it comes to staying in the house all the time, and like I'm usually working with something, like I'm drawing or doing stuff like that, so it's not like I'm not doing anything when I stay in the house all the time, but it still is good for me to like get out and about and, you know, experience the fresh air, even though you can't see outside, but you know, that's obviously the window. Next thing is, I want to get good grades. Obviously, as I go back to school, I want to get good grades. That's really important. I I did good at the community college. I know that going to a bigger university will be a little bit different, though I'm hoping I'll also do well since these are more like art related classes and stuff like that, as opposed to like some of the other classes, which might not have been my forte. Like biology, not my forte at all. I was not good at biology. I don't know why I decided to take it, because I remember not liking it when I was in high school. I don't know why I thought a college level class would be better. Don't know what I was thinking at that time. And then the last goal, which these are all my personal goals, these are just the ones that I had just like put down on my little poster. But my last one is also kind of a silly one, but I want to get better at my makeup skills. So I've just recently started wearing makeup like a lot more. And you know, I do kind of like the same look like every single time. And I'd like to experiment and just kind of try doing, you know, different looks and try to make my skills a lot better. One thing that I'd love to try to do is like eyeliner, though like the shape of like my eyes kind of doesn't help, because I believe, I don't know how well you can tell, but I kind of have like hooded eyes a little bit. I guess that's what they'd be considered. So I was like really struggling like trying to do eyeliner when I was practicing. So I'll have to figure something out about that. But yeah, next let's get into my art side of my goals, because obviously art is a big part of my life. I'm literally going to school for it. So I want to make more YouTube videos, and I want to make them higher quality. I need to get better at editing and like doing the color correcting and stuff like that. Honestly, still a struggle for me. It's like kind of confusing. You know, it's not my forte, but I'd like to think I'm getting a little bit better at it, but I don't know. And then the next thing is I'd like to gain some like more followers across like my social media platforms in order to help expand my business. So I would like to, by the end of the year, this might be a little bit of an ambitious goal, but I'd like to at least reach 1,000 followers on all of my social media platforms. Like my main ones, like forget like Twitter and stuff like that. I don't use Twitter a lot, just like occasionally. But I'm sorry, there's something in my eye. But like on Instagram, I'm you know, like 70 followers away from like 1,000. So I'd like to get 1,000 this year on Instagram, 1,000 on TikTok, and 1,000 here on YouTube. Now, I don't know how like what's the word I'm trying to think of? You know, I don't know how like good of a goal that is. I can't think of the word like that I'm, you know, I want to use. But like, I don't know, I feel like 1,000's like a good number. I feel like it's not too high. It's not too ambitious, but I don't know, we'll see. Next is I'd like to make more sales than last year. So as well as, which actually this kind of goes with like the like more followers goal, but you know, like I'd like to expand my business and like let other people see my art and stuff like that. But I would like to make more sales than last year. My little gingerbread friend with me. So last year I didn't really sell a lot in my shop, which was really disappointing, which I also know that there's like, you know, in terms of like money and stuff with inflation, like stuff's crazy now. Like groceries are really expensive, gas, stuff like that. So I know that is definitely like something that plays into a factor of everything. Though I would still, you know, like to just hopefully make a few more sales than I did last year. Just not only so I can get rid of some of the little friends that I've made in order to have like a to have the room to make newer things. I'd also really like other people to get my art, just because it's could be something that makes them happy. Like I remember when I really enjoy doing markets, which that's actually another thing I didn't write down, but I could put down, do a couple more this year. But I really like doing them because it's so fun to see the look on like people's faces when they like see my plushies. Like some people like get excited over them and they're like, oh my god, it's so cute and stuff like that. And that's something that like really makes me happy that people like them. And it's something, you know, I've had people like get them for gifts because it makes them think of something, you know, of somebody. I've had, you know, other people just get them because, you know, they thought it was cute or funny. And I would just like more, I'd like to share my art to more people. Next thing is I'd like to make more, this can kind of go for like YouTube, but I guess it could also like relate to TikTok, make more interesting content. You know, I don't know how interesting my content is to you guys. I hope, you know, that it's good enough for you all to watch. but I'd like to try maybe like do some different like themed videos and stuff like that. But again, we'll see. It's only, when I'm filming this, it's January 2nd, so we're only 2 days into 2024, so I have the time. Next thing, this is like another, this isn't like really something that I see happening in 2024, but it's definitely like something that I could work on towards the future. And it's the same things like doing a bigger art job, like designing for like maybe some sort of business, or doing something even bigger than that, like doing like the posters like I mentioned. So something like that, because I think that would be a lot of fun, and I feel like it's kind of something that's like a little bit up my alley, especially like with the musician type of thing. And then finally, I'd like to improve my art skills. I've mentioned this about a million times, but colored pencils are my friend. They are the biggest pain in my butt. So that's definitely something I'd like to work on. I'd also like to improve like my 3D art making skills. I am not the best at that. It's really difficult because it's like something, because you have to think about like the way it looks like all the way around, up, down, all of that. But like on a painting or something, you just have to worry about what's right here on the front. So, you know, you don't have to worry about all of that kind of stuff. But those are my goals for 2024. There's probably some other ones I've like thought about but haven't like written down and stuff like that. But I hope that I'll be able to like achieve some of them. You know, it doesn't have to be all of them, just a few, because I just, you know, it will show that I won't be a failure this year. And hopefully I'll be able to achieve some of my goals and maybe some of the things on my vision board. And yeah, I hope this year will be a good year for me, way better than last year. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. Check out my Instagram if you want to see the pictures that I post of my art and stuff like that, like of my plushies and stuff. You can also check out like my TikTok, where I have, it's like sometimes I'll make videos of like stuff that I don't end up posting on my Instagram, so you can check that out. But yeah, goodbye from me and goodbye from my little gingerbread friend, and here's to hoping that all of us will have an absolutely amazing 2024. Bye!